Hello, YouTube family. Auntie is here. Patty Jackson. I'm looking windswept today. I'm looking a little windswept today. It's not cute, not knowing is what I love to say. I'm your auntie of pop culture. And we start off with a hug because you never know who might need a hug there. A little extra there because there's so much going on in the world. Let's talk Wendy Williams. Wendy has COVID and her show is being postponed until October 4th. Now, there was a time when Wendy was like, I'm not getting the vaccine. Then they said that she did get the vaccine. She's been having health challenges and they announced it and she canceled all, public stuff to promote the new season. Everything was canceled. Is Wendy okay? Now they're saying that she has COVID, one of those breakthrough cases. Can you get a breakthrough case? Yeah, especially if you have a compromised system. And she's got a lot of health challenges and different things going on. But the 13th season of the Wendy Williams show will not be debuting until October the 4th. Puffy wants to do a Verzuz, but he's being very selective about who he wants to do a Verzuz with. He wants to do it with Dr. Dre. I don't know if Dr. Dre will want to do a Verzuz. Jermaine Dupri offered, you should be doing it with me. Puffy says your arms are too short to box with God. Jermaine Dupri has hits, okay? Don't ever sleep on Jermaine Dupri. He may not have got no hits with Janet Jackson, but with Escape and Usher and everybody else, he got hits. Mariah Carey, he got hits. TLC, he got hits. Lil Bow Wow. Jermaine Dupri has hits. So for Puffy to say something like that, don't underestimate a Jermaine Dupri. Now, last night it was Fat Joe and Ja Rule. This is when you know you're getting older. It was so loud. I was like, this is loud. And I cut the volume down and it was loud. And Fat Joe apologized for some remarks that he made about Little Mo and somebody else. He very derogatory, but he apologized. But I love when Remy Ma came out to do her thing. But Puffy wants to do a Verzuz. Who do you think he should do it with? I say, don't you ever underestimate a Jermaine Dupri. This weekend, the Muhammad Ali movie documentary debuts on PBS. 4 nights starting Sunday, September 19th, 2 hours. Muhammad Ali, so much more than boxing. The man that he was during his heyday. Gosh, when he refused to be drafted and they took his medals and how he came back from that and became this larger-than-life world heavyweight champion through the defeats when he started losing and going back and forth. His activism, religion, his role, good-looking, bravado. Then he became ill. His life was filled with so much. But he spoke a lot of truth that back then upset a lot of people. It upset a lot of people, and they didn't agree with him. They were like, why can't he just be quiet? He handsome. Why can't he just be quiet? But it wasn't in Muhammad Ali's nature to be quiet. Y'all can tell I'm a huge Ali fan, but this airs starting on Sunday. Film documentary on Muhammad Ali. Any Proud Family people out there? The Proud Family is returning louder and prouder, this time with a lot of special guests. You got Kyla Pratt, Tommy Davidson. It's all coming to Disney Plus next year, but they're getting some help from the likes of Normani, Little Nas X, Lizzo, Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mom, Gabby Douglas, Gabrielle Union, Tiffany Haddish. So many people. Chance the Rapper. They're all going to be appearing and lending their voices to the new version of The Proud Family coming to Disney Plus. The Proud Family, louder and prouder. Comedian Norm Macdonald, this came down late yesterday afternoon, 61 years old. For many years in the 90s, he was a huge staple on Saturday Night Live. He would do the weekend update in his characters and Burt Reynolds. I was so surprised that he was 61. I just assumed that he was older. So that means he was kind of youngin' when he was on Saturday Night Live. He died after a very private battle with cancer that he said he dealt with for many years. Any fans of the Twins movie? Do you remember this movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito? They're coming out with another version. This one is going to be triplets, and guess who's joining Arnold and Danny? Tracy Morgan. They're going to be calling it triplets. Filming is going to start soon. Tracy Morgan is on a roll. His last OG series on TBS, it's returning without Tiffany Haddish on October 26. Public Enemy and Chuck D. When is Public Enemy going to tour again? Might not be a while because the fallout between Chuck D and Flavor Flav is still there. Chuck D, he getting tired of Flav. And he said that Flavor Flav loves to sue people. And he actually sued Chuck D last year. He sued him and he lost. They're still a little touchy, and Chuck, I guess, is tired of carrying the load. He said if brother's going to work it out, then a brother got to work. Pull their weight. You know, Chuck D was always there. You know, Fav is the hype man, but Chuck was always there to kind of like smooth things over when Flavor did something. He said the brother got to work if they plan on doing a Public Enemy tour. Time magazine, they named their most influential people, and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are on the cover, which kind of surprised me. I mean, there are other people who are on it, like Naomi Osaka. I thought she stood out, talking about mental health. You got Tom Brady coming back to win a Super Bowl championship. You had Dolly Parton. You've got Simone Biles. So many people. Are you surprised that they would put Meghan and Harry? Do you think they put Meghan and Harry on to sell issues? Or do you think that Meghan and Harry really made a difference this year? I mean, you know, the interview with Oprah was kind of, you know, surprising, but then things kind of like died down. I was surprised, but they are on the cover. Time magazine, most influential people. Can we talk about Simone Biles for a minute? The young gymnast testified before Congress about Larry Nassar. He is the doctor that abused so many young gymnasts. She broke down. It was very hard to watch her testimony. You have to wonder with the U.S. gymnastics who had stood up. Why did it have to go on so long? When you were first notified that there was a problem and this man was sexually abusing, you should have made him take a leave, or like really look into it, or at least not continue to expose him to young girls. It took about 2 years for them. And during this time, he just kept on abusing. Now, he's never going to get out of jail again. But the lives that he damaged, all of these young girls. But for the U.S. gymnastics, why didn't y'all do something when you first got alerted that this happened? There were so many lies and cover up, and this man just kept doing it. It was hard watching that. You know, I always read the comments, and someone said, you don't talk about R. Kelly all day. You know why I don't? Because I really can't. Some days, the testimony that's coming from these young girls and now young boys, it's disturbing. I just didn't want to talk about things that he did with Aaliyah and these other young dancers. It was some days it's too much, and that's why I don't talk about R. Kelly every day. Any fans of the iPhone out there? It's really coming out September 24th, but you can actually pre-order it on Friday. What makes this iPhone 13 different? They're saying it's a better camera with a longer battery life, and it's coming in 4 versions: a mini, a regular, a Pro, and a Max Pro, or Pro Max, starting at $799. Cynthia Erivo. Woo, she is on a roll. She got this movie coming out that I didn't even know about. October 15th with Leslie Odom Jr. called Needle in a time stack or time stock. Comes out October 15th. Orlando Bloom, where they play a couple in love but separated by a boyfriend. It looks good. It's going to be in theaters and on demand. Leslie Odom Jr. is on a roll because he the Sopranos movie. I'm telling you, wait until you see this Sopranos prequel. Whew, the Many Saints of Newark. He plays his gang leader. He's in that October the 1st, HBO Max and in theaters. But Cynthia Erivo, she's on a roll. I told you yesterday, she's going to be in the new Idris Elba Luther film. Luther is the BBC series that's now being made into a film. She is starring alongside Idris Elba in the Luther movie. Janet Jackson. Woo! She's getting back with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and I could not be more thrilled and excited because I think she should have never left them. You know that Janet Doc is coming in January, Lifetime, 2 nights. Well, we're getting new music from Janet Jackson, and she will be reteaming with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. Leave a comment. Auntie reads the comments. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Y'all know I do appreciate you guys so much. Thanks so much for joining. It's not cute not knowing. Now you know. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture.